Watch the sun take the heat from my skin. Feel your coolness around me. I'm just breathing in wind. Gotta move out to the lone space. Gotta move out to the lone space. I gotta move out to the lone space. Gotta move out to the lone space. I got to move out to the lone space. Gotta move out to the lone space. To the lone space. To the lone You turn the bed now. You make my coffee right. You listen to my thoughts. You hold my hand tight. I'll meet you halfway home. I pretend you know my soul. I'll make myself in you, and then I blame you. You rip my heart out. You sour all my dreams. You teach me how to die. Then you abandon me. How do we let go? All of the little things, all of the made up stuff. Sounds make it seem so real. Must have been true sometime. Sometime.
Here a little higher that I can see the faces. I can't see the faces. Okay. And maybe this a little lower. It's less blinding. Okay, that was an entry. Welcome. I wasn't afraid to speak. There's once upon a time I would think, oh, what would people say if I say that? So there's been some change that has happened. I have your thing for you. Okay, welcome. I can see, after introducing myself, the name I'm called is Gita. And it's a common knowledge to everyone that was not my birth name, as Dr. Kumar knows. My acting name was Kida, which was derived from a Swahili word, abbreviated Swahili word, which meant graceful walker. And I stayed in India for quite a while, lived in India for quite a while. And in their language, that word Kida, which was my nom de plume, meant insect. And so whilst I lived there, it was not appropriate for me to live there with all those great daddies and great yogis with the name Kida. And so the administrative head, Daddy Janky, bless her heart, a woman with the most powerful mind in the world, she sent a message for all of you, and she changed it to Kida. From Kida to Gita. I'm sorry. So Gita means divine song. It means wisdom. It has a few meanings. So I don't know if it's the name that changed my habits or aided to change my habits from a very wild person to a more sedate person. So sometimes the name has a lot to do, the external has a lot to do sometimes with the inner change. Like when I was in Hawaii a few months ago, and most of the people are from here, and they just fell totally in love with the ocean. And most of them claimed that they had changed up and coming to Hawaii. They learned to love themselves more, the ocean and themselves more, and the broken hearts were put on the back burner till, I guess, another person comes in their lives. So welcome to the class on how to overcome fear. Believe it or not, I gave a course, I taught a class on life skills at Miami-Dade Community College years ago. It could have been in the 80s, 85 or so. And this was one of the subjects that I taught. Never dreamt that the fact that I was teaching that course, it was my lesson. I was thinking I was teaching everyone else. It's long after I finished, at the college and started life's journey, then I realized, upon meeting Daddy Janky, the course or the topic that Daddy spoke about was how to overcome fear. So there it was again, straight in my face again. I still didn't think about it because I was so mesmerized by the love that was coming through her eyes that I didn't hear the words. I honestly did not hear the words, but I felt the love coming through Daddy Janky's eyes. You can check her out on the website, Daddy Janky, and she has a Janky Foundation that deals with all kind of issues, health and you name it. A 97-year-old woman who travels all over the world at 97. When I came back from India in April, I was and Daddy, wow, so much energy. And she will tell you how she gains energy, where she goes, the generator she goes to ever so often. It's not that I don't go to the generator, but she goes there a lot more often than I do, because she knows, she's aware. So welcome to the Overcoming Fear class. Anyone here is without fear? Good, you're so honest. And you know why you have fear at this point in time in your life? You're going somewhere. If you were not going anywhere, it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't be here. You are going somewhere. Fear is telling you you're going somewhere. Either spiritually, some way you're going somewhere. So congratulations. Now, we're going to play a little game that will give me and yourselves an idea how you overcome or how you deal with your fears, unless you already know how you do so. So you can close your eyes, if that's probably more comfortable for you than gazing here. And I will just take 4 minutes to do a little exercise. If you have done it before, good. Still keep your eyes closed. It will help you. So let's take a deep breath, and if you're afraid or stressed, you admit it. Don't hide it. Bring it out. Okay. This is called the walk. You're going on a walk. See yourself walking along the road. Observe the road. How is it? What is the street like? Take a good look at that road and retain that in your mind until after the end of the session. So walking along. Now you get to an area where there's a table, and on the table there's a cup. What is the cup like? What kind of cup is it? What do you do with the cup? Now, remember you're on a walk, and so you continue. As you continue, you come face to face with a beer. B-E-A-R. Sometimes people think it's B-E-E-R, so I had to clarify. B-E-A-R. What's happening? How is the beer? What is the interaction between? How do you feel? What is the interaction between you and that beer? Okay. There you go, walking towards the water. You are face to face with the water, and you're going on the other side. How will you do that? How will you get on the other side? Okay. You are now on the other side. And you're walking towards a high wall. Well, a wall. How is your wall? Is it a high wall, a low wall? And observe what is on the other side of that wall. So you've just finished your walk, and I want to ask for any volunteers to tell us about their journey. Anyone wants to volunteer? Oh, please say. What's your name? Huh? Sophia. Very pretty, Sophia. Tell us about your walk. How was your road, Sophia? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The next was the cup. Mm-hmm. Yes, the table with the cup. Mm-hmm. Acha. What kind of cup was it? Okay, good. An urn, yes. Mm-hmm. Was there anything in the cup? Oh, great. What did you do with the cup? Good for you. Hmm. Wonderful. Acha. Acha. Wow. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Good. And your wall, how was your wall? What was on the other side? Oh, bless your heart. Great. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Tell me. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's a brown wooded table, and on the table is not a cup, but a tall, skinny glass. Yes. And it was half filled with almond milk because I love almond milk. So I took a sip of the almond milk. And then I kept walking, and there was the bear, and it looked very angry. Oh, I left it on the table. I took a sip and then left it on the table. Yes. And then when I came to the bear, it looks like an angry bear, and it was rawing at me and rawr. So I got very afraid and hid behind a tree until the bed left. And then when I got to the water, I was very excited because I love water. And so I played around in it for a little bit. I knew I had to get across, but I was in no hurry. So I played around in the water, and then I just swam across. When I got across, the wall was very large. It was like a steel, almost like a steel iron gate in black. And so I kind of felt along the wall but it was too high. I couldn't see above it. So I didn't know what's on the other side. No.
Great stories. Thank you so much. Well, thanks for the two volunteers who shared. And there's a psychology behind that exercise. Hmm? Do you want to hear? So the road represents where your journey in life is at the moment. Is it a smooth path? Is it a rough path? Is it up and down? Is it whatever your road is? That's just where your life is at the moment. That's all right, because things are always changing. Is that right? The cup now represents how you value your friends. So the urn or the glass took a sip. Don't use them up too much. And you put it down for someone else. Yeah? So this is good. All answers are good. And then the beer, right? The bear is how you treat your fears, how you handle your fears. Yeah, so Sophia was very quiet and still. Uh-huh. There's no wrong or right way. It's just the way I handle my fear. I probably would have put my hand up in the air and screamed and ran. And you also, how did you handle yours once again? You, she hid. Okay. And so you bet your bottom dollar. In most cases, you handle your fears in that way. You either deny it, hide from it, stick it down there, avoid it somehow. The water represents how you deal with obstacles in life. Yeah? You should take that for your patients, Dr. Kumar. How you deal with obstacles in life. And the world represents life. How we think about this thing called death. It's not really this big wall. Yeah? Walk over into another place of beauty. So that is called the walk. And for anyone who wants a copy, I will try and let you have it at some point in time. Did you like that game? It is true. I got this from the Dominican nuns, some of them who were psychologists, and they used this as psychology on their patients. And some of the sisters too. It's a very true game. And if you take it some time from now, you will see that your road changes, your bear change, you handle your bear differently, because you're always changing. So that was called the walk. Now, fear. We're going to hand out a paper at some point, and you will list the fears that you have. I was traveling with this great yogi in Europe. I was just coming back from India. And she was wondering what to do with me because I was dilly-dallying around, not having much to do. And so she spoke to God, she said, to ask God how she could cooperate with me. And the answer she got was to take me on tour with her in Europe. So we went to Europe, and we ended up, one of her programs was in Cambridge, where there were a host of psychiatrists. And the topic, once again, was on fear. So this sister, Didi Sadesh, she's well known for her vision. She looks at you, connected with the energy, this high energy, and wow, you become elevated because of her consciousness. She helps you elevate your true consciousness. So I'm sitting there, and they have announced for Didi to go up and speak. And Didi went like this. Go ahead, Gita. I did not know I had such fear. And the feet are shaking and everything, and she's my senior, but I said to her, Didi, you're the one, you're in knowledge 40, 50 years. I am new. How could you have me go? This is about 25, 26 years ago. How could you ask me to go up before these shrinks and talk about fear? And she did this in her mind. She detached and she went to a world that was very silent. And from that journey she made, my mind became still. And I walked on the stage, sat before this host of psychiatrists, and talked about things that I didn't know was in my consciousness. Why? She was assisting me to reawaken the knowledge that was inside of me. It was unbelievable. When I looked at her, you could see she was helping me, not through words, but through her intentions, through her thoughts. It was so beautiful. That was one of the best speech they said they've ever had. And I didn't credit it to me. I said, thank you, this one up here, and thank you, Dee Dee. It was then that I realized that I had this great fear of public speaking. I went to Toast, you know, this place where you pay money, Toastmasters, and they treat you, just look at the most friendly face in the room. With Raj Yoga, they taught me, just keep your eyes on the divine and speak. That's it. And so that experience helped me to face that fear that I had. And so it just doesn't go away once because you do it. It does help to open up, to say, I'm afraid. The second one was in London. All of the Brahmins were there. And the topic that was given was the essence versus expansion. And I ran and I hid. And they were looking all over for me. And finally they found me and said, what happened, Geeta? We were all looking for you. And somehow they held the program over, and I went on the stage, and I said to God before I went, I said, I am scared as hell. And I felt this beautiful flash of lights, this beautiful presence became available for me. And I walked on the stage. And after I gave the formal meeting, I said, I was so scared to come on the stage. And everyone in that audience embodied me. Why? Because I was honest. I said, I was so scared. And so many people say, I am also so scared to do this. So honesty with your fears helps to lighten it up. Don't hide it. Don't suppress it. I went to the hospital on an emergency basis and a machine was put on me that stops your breathing. And then something else was put in my mouth. Dr. Kumar would know about it. And I had to breathe into this thing and breathe out. Yeah? Because they wanted to ascertain there was no clotting in my lungs. I had the deepest, because at one point I was not breathing, it felt. And I had such an attack of fear. Fear of what? Fear of dying. And yet, knowledge tells me, you never die. So I said, what are you afraid of? Later on, not then. What are you afraid of? And then the thought came, oh, I love this life. I just want to make this life better. I love the people I'm with. I just want to be better. I'm not yet ready. Just wait till I get this together. So that was my fear. And it came at such an intensity. Don't even ask. So when the nurse was called, because they thought I was skipping this planet, the nurse realized that most people that do that test, they do a sedative. No one gave me a sedative. So doing the test, and I had to go under this thing. It's no wonder, but it was good that it happened, because it showed me something that was within me. Inasmuch as I say, I know I never die, I felt it. I know I'm immortal. The soul never dies. So it is the lack of knowledge that creates our fear. So did I not digest this knowledge sufficiently? Huh? So death, what else we're afraid of? What are you afraid of? Bridges. Acha? Wonderful. Bridges. Knowledge takes away fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And it gets you all the time. Fear, false evidence appearing real. So we need to confront our fear. What is the wisdom? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is truth. Now, what is the truth behind death? I said to these psychiatrists, you never die. You're immortal. I have experienced it, having gone through what we call rebirths. I've gone through 48 lives in this birth through some process. So I know I never die. Right? So why afraid? Afraid of sickness. What else? Sickness comes because there's a lesson for me to learn. Sickness comes, whatever it is, cancer comes to tell me, open your heart. Do not keep anything in your heart. Do not resent. Do not hate. Because this creates. So all of these are lessons. So if I can learn from these fears, then you're free. What other fears do you have? Aging. Wow. Aging is more. Okay. Look at you, Dada G. The older you get in India, the elderly are so respected. So respected. They're almost like Babu. But oh my goodness. So aging comes. It's a time for you to really enjoy life. It honestly is a time for you to learn to enjoy life. Go on vacations. Do charity. Do this. Remember Allah. Remember God. Aging is delightful. But keep the heart young. Never let the heart become old. Keep the heart young. Dance, sing, move like a child. You know that, don't you? I show that to you. Yeah, I show you that. Okay. Okay. Tell me. Finances? Okay. So that's a big one. So this is also teaching us knowledge. Times are changing. As you go, you're going to find the things that cost X amount today, in the next 10 or 20 years, they're going to cost less or more. So the prep now for everything is to make the life simple. Make the life simple. This is what knowledge is telling us. Make life simple. Don't make life so that you become burdened by the bills you have incurred. No, this is not life. Make life simple. I came here having 84 pairs of shoes. Oh, what a little thing. Now, it's not that way. Life is simpler. Do charity. Do this. Yeah? Because whatever you do in this life, you're making it for your future. So if I am doing charity, I'm doing good. There's no fear for me where the future is concerned. I swear to God, I say, if I have to leave here, wherever I go in the world is my home, because of 30 odd years of charity in which I've given my body, mind, wealth, whatever is left of those four energies, I've used it for that purpose. So there's no fear. I go to China, there are places there. I go to Hawaii. My home is anywhere I go, because the life is simple. So finances, what else? Ah, very, very good. There are many people who are afraid of success. How do you know you're afraid of success? Some people will say, this beautiful young man came to me the other day. He was being upgraded. He said to me, what about if the others have jealousy towards me, or they feel this way about me? This is a sign of the fear of success. What do you care? If someone has jealousy, they have to work that out. Yeah? So fear of not keeping up to your potentials. You set an aim. You set an aim and you work towards it sensibly. Keep your inner eye, focused on your goal. The distraction will come, but you need to be disciplined. Keep discipline. With every aim in life, you need to have a discipline. And you're going to be distracted. But you have to remember, this is my aim. You have to kind of put this in yourself every day. I promise this is my aim. And that will assist you towards your potential. This is your aim. You will also attract the people that will make this easier for you. This is a promise. What's your name? What do you want to be, Usha? Michelle. Okay. You're not sure. Okay. It will come to you. But you will live up to what is your full potential? Who has reached your full potential? What do you think your full potential is? What is it? Because exactly, all the other things, the positions, I sit down, I think about the positions that I had, owning restaurants, model, working 4 jobs, having this, teaching here, this. Where are they now? But I still exist. So be the best that you can. Do the best that you can to as many as you can. You will get to your full potential through that. All the other things are limited. You go to school to be a doctor for how many years, Kumar? Doctor? 12 years, okay. Then that has its phase, yeah? But your full potentials, you should take the Raj Yoga course and find out what your full potentials are. I don't want to tattletale in this session. Wow, if you only knew your full potentials. Bringing out your real nature of purity and peace, happiness, contentment, no matter what you have or don't have. It's your full potential. Then everything else comes to you. Everything else comes to you. As I say, I go California, this is yours. Switzerland, this is yours. Even Greece, with all the problems there were, this is yours. Forget about me. Think about Daddy Janki. She doesn't have a penny in the bank. And yet, whatever she wants, wherever she needs to go, it appears for her. Why? She knows how to live her full potentials. She knows how to live her full potential. So fear of being criticized, whose thing is that? Yeah. This is the nature, as Michael Jackson says, human nature. They can't get away from it. You're doing something, you're going to be criticized. Yeah? But just know where what criticism is coming from. It's an opinion of someone. It's not necessarily knowledge, it's not necessarily truth. But within that criticism, I can see, is it destructive or is it constructive? And then I decide where I want to go with it. Yeah? What are the fears you have? Say again? Of course. Beautiful. Okay. Good answer. Good question. Good question. According to the time, the call of the time now is we are souls, and it's almost time for us to go to a place of total silence. They call it liberation. It's almost time. The people we call our children, they're also going to get to that space at their time. You have guided them the best to your ability. But within each and every soul, there's a predestined recording that they have to perform. Irrespective of you say, don't do that, don't go there, this predestined script, I cannot change. I cannot change it. So what you do at that time is just send good wishes. Just through your mind. Not worries, good wishes. May the best happen to you and you. May the best happen to these children. Honestly, these thoughts of good wishes, because there are two things your mind can do. It can slaughter itself in worries, which is not good for us, or good wishes. May everything that is to that soul's benefit only happen. These are good wishes. So then there's no fear. Because once you're sending the good wishes, the fear eventually goes away. This is a known fact. Try it and see. Just good wishes, less worries, and over a period of time, the fears will go away. Any other fear? Failure. Okay, failure. Okay. So how would you give the answer for that? You have tried. Sometimes there has to be thousands of failures before you get to success. It's like the tree. You cut, you cut, you cut. So many chips. Yeah? Only at the right time does that happen. But never give up. If that's what you really want, don't give up. You can change, but don't get hopeless. Don't give up. I know what it is, trying and trying. Oh, but I've been doing this yoga so many years, and I used to have such profound experiences. Oh, what's going on? But I still maintain my 4 o'clock in the mornings or 2 o'clock in the mornings. I still go to my classes, still do what, because I know someday, as I sit here, someday victory will be my birthright. The same applies to you. If you really want it, the failure is just to test your depth of faith. Yeah? So if you really want it, if you want it that bad, don't give up. And it's sometimes you have to hand it over to this one. Say, I really, really want to do it. This is going on. I really, really want to do it. then you feel a little calm that comes. But if you want it, like Jimmy Cliff sings, you can get it if you really want it. It's true. You can get it if you really want it. Just try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. This is what he said. It's true. So never give up if you really want it. So fear of success, fear of failure, all of these things will come. But don't worry. Have you seen The Wizard of Oz? How ludicrous. Huh? That the lion. Doesn't that tell you a story about yourselves? The lion was afraid. Why? When I look at a fearful person, myself included, I know this person has tried, this person has done things, this person has experienced. This is just a residue. I lived in Canada for a while. I was much younger. Please don't repeat this to anyone. Is anyone here from the customs office? Immigration? Okay. Okay. And so I wanted to come to America from Canada. I think I was about 19. And you know those trucks that transport the cars over Buffalo border, the border there? I was in one of those cars. Yeah? And many years after I looked at myself, I said, Geeta, you have become a wimp. Because there are just certain things I would not do. I would be scared to do it. So what happened? What happened? So we can take risks that are not sensible. Because what if someone had caught me on top of those trucks? Those cars. So there are better risks. You take nice risks like improving yourselves. This is one of the highest risks. Yeah? But never give up. I tell you the knowledge of all of us. Purity, peace, love, bliss, and power. This is the truth. Now, the things that appear, the false things that appear real, is the anger. We call it here the algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. They appear, especially in the world today, they appear to be a power. They're not. Purity, peace, love, bliss, truth, power. These are your eternal qualities. They are just shadowed by these things. That's why we are afraid. Because our natural qualities are suppressed. So who am I? Who am I? When someone is possessed, they're scared. These negative things have possessed the soul. So it's no wonder we're afraid. We can't sit quietly. We can't do the things that we'd like to do because of these things. So meditation helps us to exercise these 5 qualities. Anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. It's not saying that we're bad because we have these qualities. It's not saying we're bad. We've just allowed them to sit there for so long. And the longer they sit, it takes a little bit more energy to get them out. At that time, I beseech, I say to the divine, supreme being, I need you. Wouldn't a mother, no matter how mischievous a child has been, when the child is at a period of need, wouldn't a mother come forward? So the Supreme, you call with sincerity, I need you. That being is present there. That being is there. That being is there to help us, because that being's job, everyone has a job, that being's job is to purify us. Get these things out of the way, these fear factors. Get them out of the way, because they don't belong there. They're just squatting. And they will, this is where liberated minds come from. Daddy Janki, her mind, is liberated. And when I go to India, I can see quite a few yogis with very liberated mind. Your minds also, at some point in time, look at you, will be liberated also. Because you started your journey with a liberated mind. It's just the residue we have picked up along the time. Now this is knowledge. You started your journey liberated. And we got these things messed up inside. And it will be removed. So don't worry. It will pass. Just give it time. Address your fears. Do not avoid them. Do not deny them. Just address it. I speak to God about my fears. I speak to Him about all the things that are going on. When you do that, there's something that happens. It comes out of suppression into another, what you call repression. And over a period of time, it dissolves. So don't suppress, don't pretend. It's there. It's happening. Yeah? Wouldn't a friend, you go to them with a problem, wouldn't they try to help you? He's no less of a friend. She. So just remember, whenever you overcome a fear factor, let's say you're afraid. Who's afraid to come in the front and speak? Anyone? Be honest. Anyone? You're afraid? Okay, thank you for your honesty. You? Okay, please come, all three of you. Come on. Come on, lovely ones. Come on, come. Come on. You are going to touch it now, right? Risk. Okay, thank you very much. Please come. Right here. Oh, yes. And introduce yourselves. Just introduce yourselves.
Hi, good evening. Amina Anderson.
Where are you from?
I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon, and I've been here. I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon, and I've been here since 2005.
You're welcome. You were here. Do you believe it? You came forward. Oh, okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Karen Garrido. I'm from Peru, and I came to this country in 2005 as well.
Great. Wonderful. There you go. Thank you.
Okay, first thing, this is not the most threatening audience, right? So the whole thing was prepared. My name is Fabiane. I'm from Brazil. I came to this country 7 years ago, 2007.
Wow. What about you, tall gentleman? You're okay? You seem to be bold. Yes, are you bold? Oh, good. Okay, all right. The one at the back, are you brave? Hi. Yes. Oh, you are. Okay. So all the fear factors are out of the way. No one here is afraid of public speaking. Oh, facing the front. What about you? You're fine. Okay. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So we're going to pass around. If you could come and help us. I'm going to pass around some forms here. And on one side, you list your fears, and on the other side, you will know what to do. Do we have enough? Yes, lovey? Tell me. Acha. Wow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how does it make you feel? It, mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Exactly. Exactly. So you give yourself that silent talk that my intentions were good and this person has misconstrued, what I was trying to say. You just give yourself that silent talk and keep positive nonetheless. It happens. I know what that is. I know what that is. I went through that. Periods where I was misunderstood. I even write a poem about the misunderstood, whatever. It will help you to get out of it. But it is a common thing. I will talk to you a little bit about that too, okay? All right. Did everyone get a form? Okay, yes. Okay, these are here, yeah? Mm-hmm. You write the kind of fear it is. That's that side, the characteristics. Okay. And the other side says what is necessary to conquer it. Hmm? So I know there's going to be another part of this fair workshop. So you will bring your thing in, yeah? And you're going to observe your fears as you go along. What is necessary to conquer this? People, some people are afraid of people. I live in an environment where many people come to me and say they're afraid of a certain personality. So I say to them, do not be fooled. This person has a fear. And the way the person is using that is bullying people, either with her eyes or with the things that she says. That's all it is. It also is a factor of fear. But if you ask her, she will say she has no fears. It's not true. We all have some kind of fear lurking around. Yeah? Some people, it's psychic. Some people have a lot of psychic energy. They pick up vibrations and they're afraid of this because they can tell what's going on at any given moment. Yeah? So admit your fears, speak them over to this being or someone you can trust, yeah? But don't keep them suppressed because they just become larger and larger. What happens? The anxiety becomes, wow, it's not a comfortable place to be, yeah? So admit your fears. Okay. And I'm just going to read this slightly whilst you do that. Risks. Lift your spirits. To laugh is to risk appearing the fool. Who does that? Don't you laugh? No matter what happens? You do that, Dr. Kumar, right? Come on, you read it for us, would you? Come on.
You were saying about laugh, so I have to tell a joke from today. First read this. I went to 7-Eleven today for my coffee in the morning, and the guy said, "You want a banana?" I said, "How much is it?" He said, 50 cents. I had a quarter, so I said, "Can I have it for 25 cents?" He says, "That's the price of the peel." So I said, "Okay, you keep the peel, give me the bananas," because I only had a quarter. Thank you. This is build your self-esteem, lift your spirits. Risks. To laugh is to risk appearing the fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out for another is to risk involvement. Is it on? Thank you. To expose feelings is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas, your dreams before a crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risks must be taken because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing does nothing, has nothing and is nothing. They may avoid suffering and sorrow, but they cannot learn, feel, change, grow, or live. Chained by their certitudes, they are a slave. They have forfeited their freedom. Only a person who risks is free. Anonymous, as quoted in The Power of Purpose by Dick Leider. Then it says, step 3, remind yourself that you're growing. When you feel afraid, and it is a sign that you are stretching yourself. When you're doing something new, you are growing. If you never felt fear, it would mean you weren't learning anything new. There's still one more, but
No, please go.
step 4, celebrate your successes. When you do something that scares you, congratulate yourself. Give yourself credit for taking a risk. Compliment your efforts. Step 4 will build your self-esteem and make the next risk easier to take. Thank you, sir.
So much. A big hand for Dr. Kumar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will make copies of that. Or Self-Esteem and Getting Ahead. That's the book from which I taught. So if anyone wants copy, just put your hands up and I'll get them made. 2, 4. Okay, anyone wants copies, please put your hands up. I'll make them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Thank you. All right. Now, Daddy Yankee sent you a letter. Remember who Daddy Yankee is? She has the greatest mind in the world. She was hooked up on all these machines, and through anger and all of that, her delta waves remain the same. I spoke to God this morning. I said, I want a mind like yours, Papa. God. So Daddy says, dear friends, Om Shanti. Om Shanti is a greeting of peace. Although we have had experiences in the past that made us feel fearful, We do not need to allow those memories of fear to remain with us. In inner stillness, we may see the fear from our past, but we have the ability to clear it out. The old gramophone records, could only be used once. But with cassettes, you can re-record over them. It is the same with things in our memory track. I can delete from my mind the old memories of all my karmic connections. When I connect up above, these things of rubbish can be wiped away. To be able to do this, we must become more determined to remember the purifier God. Through his help, my mind has the power to create positive, good thoughts. This is real meditation. I need to understand spiritual wisdom, realize it, revise it, and let go of the bad habits. You have to want to forget fear. I need the courage to let go, and then I receive help, which reinforces my courage. Then I will not be pulled towards worldly things, rubbish. I will enjoy living simply. I will experience that I have everything I need, and so there's no discontentment. And I wish others to be content as well. The experience of being present is of light. I am attracted to God's light, and in that there is God's power. When I am experiencing God's light and power, no one will pull me. I am pulled upwards. Inspire the lives of others by being clear yourself, and others will want to follow you. With love, Daddy Janky. Did you like that? She's on a very elevated stage, but we can still, follow, do the things that she does. That will get us to where we want to. A second reading? Is that in favor of everyone? Yes? Santosh, please, are you busy? Can you come and read this? Okay. Huh? All right, you come and read it. You're offering. Please come. And then we will have something has to be put on because we're watching the time. So remember God and read it, huh?
Should I read from Dear Friend or from up here? Dear friend, Om Shanti. Although we had experiences in the past that made us feel fearful, we do not need to allow those memories of fear to remain with us. In inner stillness, we may see the fear from our past, but we have the ability to clear it out. The old gramophone records could only be used once, but with cassettes, you can re-record over them. This is the same with things in our memory track. I can delete from my mind the old memories of all my karmic connections. When I connect up above, these things of rubbish can be wiped away. To be able to do this, we must become more determined to remember God. Through His help, my mind has the power to create positive, good thoughts. The real meditation, this is the real meditation. I need to understand spiritual wisdom, realize it, revise it, and let go of bad habits. You have to, one, to forget fear. I need the courage to let go, and then I receive help which reinforces my courage. Then I will not be pulled away towards worldly things. I'll enjoy living simply. I'll experience that I have everything I need, so there is no discontentment, and I wish others to be content as well. The experience of being present is of light. I'm attracted to God's light, and in that there is God's power. When I'm experiencing God's light and power, no one will pull me. I am pulled upwards. Inspire the lives of others by being clear yourself, and others will follow you. With love, Daddy Janki.
Never compare yourself with anyone. Yeah? Okay? You're more than your speech. Okay? All right, so we're going to have a little thing on fearlessness by Daddy Yankee. It's going to be about 3 minutes. And then we'll have some, beg your pardon? 5 minutes, okay? And then we'll have some meditation, and you'll be given a blessing. Yeah?
हिम्मत की गहराई में जाएंगे। शब्द एक हिम्मत है, पर हिम्मत और भगवान की मदद का डीप कनेक्शन है। सच्चाई, हिम्मत और विश्वास। मेरी हिम्मत नहीं है, सच्ची हूँ। हिम्मत नहीं है तो मैं भगवान की मदद नहीं ले सकती हूँ। भगवान ने, भाग्य विधाता बाप ने हम बच्चों में हिम्मत, उमंग, उत्साह दिलाया है। बच्चे जो करना है सब कर ले। कल पर भरोसा नहीं है। कैसे करेंगे? भगवान कहते हैं तू ही करेंगे, मैं कराऊंगा। तो ये ऐसे ऐसे भगवान के बोल हैं जो हिम्मत इतनी काम करती आ रही है। मेरे से कई पूछते भी हैं, मैं साखी होकर के देखते भी हूँ, इतनी हिम्मत कहाँ से आई है? कहेंगी भगवान से आई है। पर भगवान में भी मैंने अपन में विश्वास रखा है तो भगवान मदद देता है। इसमें अंदर से सच्ची लगन है ना, तो हिम्मत और मदद दोनों इकट्ठा। पहले हम इतने ही कहते थे हिम्मत बच्चे मदद बाप। अभी देखा है, अनुभव करता कहता है हिम्मत बच्चे की है, 100 गुना 1000 गुना मदद बाप की है। कार्य इतना है जो सर्वशक्तिमान बाप के सिवाय कोई मनुष्य या देवात्मा भी नहीं कर सकता। वो परमात्मा बाप इतना बड़ा अच्छा ऊंचा कार्य, सारे विश्व के कल्याण करने का कार्य, सारी प्रकृति को तमो प्रधान से सतो प्रधान बनाने का काम, कितनी सब मनुष्य आत्माओं में कितने कैसे कैसे विचारों का, कैसे कैसे 5 विकारों के बस हुए पड़े हैं, कितने कितने मनुष्य आत्माओं से पाप भ्रष्ट काम होते रहे, पर उन सबको न देख सबको श्रेष्ठाचारी बनाना एक भगवान का ही काम है ना। पर भगवान ने हम बच्चों को हिम्मत और विश्वास के आधार पर ऐसा साथ दिया है, तो जो हम उनके साथ से जो भगवान का संकल्प है वो हम बच्चों ने साकार किया है। क्या संकल्प है बच्चे? पवित्र बनो, योगी बनो। हिम्मत है आज की दुनिया में पवित्र बनना, योगी बनना। योगी वो जो कंप्लीट पवित्र हो, जो कंप्लीट पवित्र है वही योगी बन सकता है। वो योग बल ईश्वर से योग लगाना मेरा काम है, शक्ति देना उसका काम है। तो उसमें क्या होता है? ऑलमाइटी अथॉरिटी की शक्ति आत्मा में आने से तो हिम्मत, विश्वास, सच्चाई, निर्भय निर्भय बना देती है। इतना निर्भय है, काल का भी भय नहीं है, क्योंकि बहुत काल से परमात्मा के साथ बुद्धि योग लगाने से अंत मत्ते सोगते एक ईश्वरीय पिता होगा। एक श्रेष्ठ कर्म का जो अच्छी तरह से करने का भाग्य मिला है कोई साथ होगा। दुनिया में कोई मेरा दुश्मन नहीं, सब मेरे मित्र है। तो भगवान ने निर्भय निर्वैर बनाया, इसलिए अडोल अचल स्थिति से हिम्मत के साथ उमंग उत्साह के पंख मिल गए हैं। भगवान कहते बच्चे अभी उड़ते रहो और सबको उड़ाते रहो, समय थोड़ा है, अब घर चलना है।
Om Shanti. Wasn't that awesome? And because I know Daddy, she's the one that gave me my name actually. So I feel very close to her. And she's very close. She's always telling me she knows what's going on. So I feel a little like that when I'm with her because I know my little mischiefs and so on. But still, she loves me because she has this deep connection with God. We all have a connection or will have a connection at some point. She knows how to maintain her connection. It's like a relationship. The relationship might be good today, but if I don't know the give and take of love and law, or the give and take of respect, that good relationship is changed. But she knows how to maintain that relationship with divine, and she takes power constantly from the divine. That I know about her personally. So it was a wonderful talk from Daddy about courage. Huh? You all liked it. So the 18 of you who had your hands up will get a copy. Yes, thank you so much for coming. We will have a little meditation, And then there will be a song, little song called Be Who You Were Meant to Be. And that's the full potential. Michelle? Full potential is to be who you were meant to be. And then we will give out blessings, okay? So I'll be back here to give the blessings after the meditation. I'm going to ask you, please, if you could gently cast your eyes on this point here, and it will assist you in an experience. Light, flower, this is light, your light. And so you will have an experience, okay? Enjoy your meditation. It'll be about 5 minutes, okay? Thank you.
Free from fear. In a period when I have silence, I look inside. I find that I can see all the dark corners of my mind. I can feel the fears and anxieties hiding there, alone with myself. I can see them all the more clearly. I take God's help in cleaning out the world within, so that I can deal with fear and be free from this. The fear has been poisoning my mind, destroying my peace and my happiness. I want to know if it's possible to be free from this. I turn to God, and with compassion and love, God accepts me as I am and comforts me. I have been afraid of coming close to God, feeling I was unworthy, remembering all the mistakes I have made. But God's love is forgiving and unlimited. Coming to God is enough. I don't need to do anything else. I simply have to come to Him. And from the source of love and light, from the ocean of love and light, the ocean surrounds me. And accepts me. God's acceptance gives me courage. I understand that I have to be obedient. And in my obedience to God, and my obedience to the universal principles of life, there is safety. The things of the past, I surrender to God with realization and commitment to change. The things of the future, I leave in the hands of destiny. I know that the seeds of goodness through my thoughts, words and actions create a future of goodness. I don't need to be afraid. God's love comforts me and takes away all my fears. Om Shanti.
So how was your meditation, Om Shanti? Good? Was good? You look it? Yeah. How was yours? Peaceful. 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 Good. Dr. Kumar? Good. Acha. Yes, so you had extra meditation. Okay. So we'll put on a song entitled Be Who You Were Meant to Be. And we will ask you to come up and take a blessing which will be just for you. It's totally accurate. So have a fearless life. And as the lesson taught, touch your fears. Don't hide them away, because when we hide them away, they become bigger and bigger and bigger. The hospital bills become bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? I'm telling you from experiences, okay? So touch the fears and ask God about them, and you will understand many of them are coming from past experiences. They're like a paper tiger. Looks real big, but it's you go like this and it's finished. Okay? All right, have a good life. Om Shanti. Thank you. So you'll all come up for a blessing, huh? Okay. A song. Oh, you did? Yeah, a song is going to be played. Unless there's someone in the audience who sings well, then we'll... it's not me. Do you want to dance for us? What kind of dance do you do? The move. Just move. Can you move in a spiritual way? Acha. Okay. So the brother will. What kind of music do you like? Doesn't matter. Okay, so give us 5 minutes of your move. Everyone's for that? Okay, who is for it? Okay, thank you. Yes. No, no, no. Be who you were meant to be. We can put it on. Santosh will put it on. Be who you were meant to be. No one else, huh? Okay. So tell us your name again. Okay. All right. So when we have our summer dancing for peace here, we will invite you. Did you sign in? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. See, he's not afraid. He's courageous. He's bold. And turn it way up. Great.
No more time to waste, no more excuses. Gotta reach out your arms and embrace the sun. No more time for self-pitying abuses. Gotta stand up and shout and say, I am the one. 'Cause there's been too much crying and talk of being free. Gotta jump off that cliff and be who you were born to be. No more time to waste on photos of the past. There's a star with your name on it and a love that's gonna last. 'Cause there's been too much holding on and talk of being free.
Just
Gotta take it all with you and be who you were born to be.
Thank you. Very good. Excellent. So, who was dancing? It's the soul that was dancing with the body. Yeah, beautiful. Wow. Ah. Anyone else wants to dance? Stand up and dance. Come on.
Jump off that cliff and be who you were born
Come on, everybody.
to be. Who you were born to be.
Come on.
Sha-la-la-la-la, 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 sha-la-la-la-la,
Jump off that cliff and be who you were meant to be. Wow. Thank you so much.
you're clinging to.